Good evening, everyone. It has been forever in a day, a million Sundays, a million Mondays, a million Tuesdays, since we have, met up and talked and had a nice little discussion. I've been in the middle of prepping for a film and a lot of things. But I did want to come and talk to everyone. First, hello. Hello, I see everybody logging in quickly, which is nice. Hi, Darlene. Hi, who's this? Janice. Hey, what's going on, Janice? I missed you too. I missed all of y'all. I didn't want y'all to feel like I neglected y'all, but it's just been a lot going on. A lot of great things. A lot of positivity. A lot of really good enhancements, upgrades, things like that. But I wanted to talk to you guys because we need to talk, bitch. Okay? It's a lot going on. Between what's going on, what has transpired between these voting rights laws, which I know some of you had inboxed me about those. It's been a lot going on with that. It's a lot. First off, if you are subscribed to the channel, or if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can do that by clicking the subscribe button and follow Secretary of Shea. You can also follow me on social media at Dapper Dan Midas on Twitter and Instagram, as well as if you want to donate to the channel, you can do that via Cash App or Venmo using at Dapper Dan Midas as well, DAPPERDANMIDAS. Now, first order of business, bitch. So, today was the Capitol hearing for the insurrection, the riot that happened on Capitol Hill on January the 6th. It is now July, so this was 6 months ago. Now, we know everything is a process. We are groomed in the United States to think that everything has to take forever when it comes to our government. I had the opportunity to actually watch the hearing live, and it was very heartbreaking. It was very heartbreaking in so many ways because the testimony of these four officers really punched a hole. It punched a hole into that whole, Blue Lives Matter, Back the Blue, all that bullshit that they like to say. And it wasn't about backing the blue, okay? It wasn't about that. I think backing the blue, as we all know, is a code name for white supremacy. That's just what it is at this point, bitch. But we had the officers come forward and testify. We had D.C. Metropolitan Police Officers Daniel Hodges and Michael Fanone, and Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn, a.k.a. Baby Daddy, and Sergeant Aquilino Gonell. I'm sorry, I know I butchered his name. Don't disrespect, no shade. Now, first off, I'm puzzled because there are Republican lawmakers who are supposed to be testifying on behalf of the insurrectionists, basically saying the shit wasn't that bad, which is crazy to me. Bitch, it's crazy to me, okay? But moreover, seeing these testimonies, now Harry Dunn, who I gotta give a hand clap to Harry Dunn. All of the officers held it together really well for the most part, but it was interesting to see some of them, in tears. Some of Michael Fanone slammed the table, bitch. He literally shook the table. It was given, I'm about to shake the table tease. And I gagged. Hearing some of these stories, one of the officers, I think it was Officer Gonell, who said that he had been sprayed with some kind of gas or tear gas, and it was so soaked into his skin. He got hit so much with it from the rioters, from the terrorists, okay, that it was soaked in his skin. He went home, His wife wanted to give him a hug, you know, comfort him and everything. He didn't even want his wife to touch him because he didn't want her to get contaminated. Lord knows what effects that's going to have on him. And he just seemed very, like, they're obviously all dealing with a lot of PTSD. It's very, very, very obvious at this point. And it was very sad to see. Okay. Now, what they did do for me, here's the thing that they did do for me. Thank you, Lisa. What they did was, we are living in a time, this is where I do my Jerry Springer final thought moment. We are living in a time where, for a lot of us, we don't, unless we have like police officers who are like family members or spouses or things of that nature. At large, the public, I think in recent years, especially with everything that has happened with corrupt policing, right, does not look at police in a human capacity. Y'all follow me? I feel like the public doesn't, for the most part, a lot of the public does not view police in a human capacity. What these 4 officers did was they humanized police officers. Okay? And I'm not saying this is absolving police before because, you know, some dummy is going to go off the deep end and be like, you're defending the police. Bitch, I ain't say all that. I just said that these 4 officers, bitch, okay, kind of humanized the police officers a little bit, okay? Because when you're watching them, especially Harry Dunn reminds me so much of, like, guys I know in my family, guys that I would see at the bar. Like, it was very relatable on that end with him. To hear Michael Fanone, I may be butchering his name too, had a heart attack. And some other shit during that, and is dealing with PTSD. That's how bad it was. When they showed the footage of one of the officers literally getting crushed between the door, it looked like, okay, if you ever watch Game of Thrones, if you've ever saw the episode with the Battle of the Bastards, and they kind of get closed in before, you know, Sansa come with the cavalry and shit, it looked like they was like in real life Battle of the Bastards, bitch. Okay? Battle of the, like, they was like, watching him, I actually got claustrophobic watching the video of him getting crushed. One officer got beat in the face with his own gas mask. We're not even going to get into the racial slurs that were thrown, okay? And to hear a lot of what the officers were saying, even when Officer Dunn stated that he had talked to other, you know, black officers, other officers of color, and some of the things that they were called that day, okay? It was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now, what I'm interested to see that this does, I'm interested to see where they go with this. As far as the government is concerned. From what they're saying, you know, they're going to start doing a subpoena for government officials who were there that day, you know, mostly on the Republican side, because they the ones showing their ass, trying to act like the shit didn't happen. Or it wasn't that bad. I think these officers put a human scope on it. And I think what these officers show, the fact that they have to come and testify, and the fact of this whole circus, because it's all a circus, right? Is that these organizations don't care about you. These facilities, the government, they don't care. But y'all are numbers. Y'all are rank and file. And to them, a couple of Capitol Police officers, you know, got hurt. You know, one of them died, I believe. It might have been more than one. But I felt like the response that we're getting from the government, you know, is especially a lot of on the Republican side, is very much of, yeah, it was terrible, but did you die though? That's what it's giving, you know, and I think it's incredibly sad that this is happening. Also, too, it makes you not. Like, I can imagine, yes, they have a duty to uphold, but you can't tell me as a human being in the back of a lot of these officers' minds and the other officers and military personnel who are watching this on television, you can't tell me that in the back of your mind as a human being, you're like, you know what? Do I really want to take a bullet for this motherfucker? If an assassination attempt come, do I really want to, you know, get in the way? Like, is it really worth that? Because if anything, you would think that the government would be super hard on these insurrectionists and on these terrorists because they want to keep the police happy. Like, that's what I would be thinking, right? But obviously not. And then you have situations like with Michael Flynn. So let me tell you what happened with Michael Flynn. Now, you know, Michael Flynn was the former National Security Advisor, pleaded guilty twice to lying to the FBI, but then got a pardon, right? So he's at this church in California, at a church, bitch, okay? And the church gifts him with the AR-15. Now, first off, what goddamn church is y'all going to where they gifting you guns, bitch? What church is this where they're gifting you guns? So they give him an AR-15, and Michael Flynn decides to say out his mouth, maybe I'll go find somebody in Washington. As a former National Security Advisor, bitch, are you crazy? First off, that could be viewed as a terrorist threat. No shade. Bitch is giving, oh my God, Michael Flynn is a terrorist. Second of all, I want to know what church of God he was in. Let me find out so I can advise. So he was in the Church of Glad Tidings in Yuba City, California. This is what we're dealing with, people. This is why people are disenfranchised with the government. I'll be 100% honest with y'all. I know y'all like, where you been? Guess I've been very busy. But honestly, I was tired of talking about this crazy-ass government for a while. I needed a goddamn break. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I know that some people look to me to kind of sum up a lot of news that happens. But I needed a break, y'all, because this shit is exhausting. It's always something, okay? And if you let this, and I'm going to say this to you, if you're within the sound of my voice and you're watching this, take a goddamn break sometimes. The world is crazy. It's getting crazier. It's going to continue to get crazy. Don't sit in front of the fucking stupid box and watch the news all goddamn day, every day. It will drive you crazy. Okay? It will drive you crazy. And I got to a point where I was like, I wasn't even living my life as much as I could in the COVID era. Or even looking at other things. I put my music on the background. I put my career on the background. Because I was so like obsessed with the news cycle. And I had to step back and say, wait a minute. The world is going to be shitty. I can't live in a constant state of doomsday because I'm not going to be living my life at all. And I definitely encourage you all, you can't live in doomsday because you're going to waste whatever life you have left to live. You know, so I had to take a goddamn break, goddammit. Okay, now, we're going to get into Miss Olympics because I got a whole sermon about this. So first off, shout out to Simone Biles. Shout out to the gymnastics team, Team USA. So Simone Biles withdrew from the floor competition today. I mean, not today, but you know, the time. Now, that's another thing with this goddamn Olympics, bitch. I know the day in Tokyo, but I feel like the goddamn schedule is all over the goddamn place. Okay? Y'all need to have a set schedule when y'all know these events is going on so I can fucking adjust my television. Because, bitch, I feel like I'm playing Where in the World is Carmen San Diego trying to catch these goddamn events. Now, like I said, I know y'all all across the goddamn world. Y'all over in Tokyo performing in empty-ass stadiums and shit. But I need a schedule, bitch. And if you come on the same time as wrestling, you can fucking forget it. I'm sorry. I'm not missing WWE for a bitch playing, sliding ice down. I'm not doing it. Okay? I'm not doing it. Okay? I might BBR, but I'm not doing it. Okay? So I need a set schedule. So anyway, Simone Biles. I'm reading this from Yahoo Sports. It was a stunning and disappointing start to the Olympics for the U.S. women, who had expected to dominate the final as they had not been beaten in a major team competition since 2011. Former fans and commentators around the world were left in disbelief. Okay? In a statement, Biles withdrew because of a medical issue and would be assessed daily. Injury, no, she said. Just a little injury to my pride. It's just me in my head. I have to focus on my mental health and not jeopardize my health and well-being. We have to protect our body and our mind. It's very unfortunate this has to happen at this stage. It just sucks when you're fighting with your own head. Tonight, they get a gold medal from me for fighting. Biles added, physically, I feel good. I'm in shape. Emotionally, that kind of varies on the time and the moment. Coming here to the Olympics and being the head star isn't an easy feat. So we're just trying to take it one day at a time and we'll see. Okay. Baby girl just, you know, she had a moment. She had a moment. And here's the thing. I think that when you lower the bar because others can't reach it, that's frustrating. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Simone Biles is that girl. Okay, when I say she's that girl, meaning she's the bar, bitch. Okay, the standard, the gravitas, the ra-cha-cha, the everything in life, bitch. Okay, so because what she does is considered extremely difficult and unattainable to the rest of these basic ass hoes, they decide that they not going to score her at the height that she should be scored, bitch. Okay? They basically lowering the bar because these basic ass hoes, you know, can't do what she did. Alright? Now, if she have a bad day, it's not because she did a basic ass backflip, bitch. It's because she done did a backflip, hit the board, did a spin in the air, high kick, did a pose, vogue, then landed, bitch. Okay? So if she have a bad day, it's on some difficult ass shit. But they try moan. Okay? That's my nickname for it. They try moan because the other bitches can't meet the level. Okay? So they score her, you know, they scoring everybody at this lower tier, grading on the curve. Now, I will say that if it was a Nadia Comaneci or a Marlu Rutten who was doing this fabulous ass shit, or a Shannon Miller, we probably wouldn't be lowering the bar, bitch. We probably wouldn't be lowering the bar. Because it's Momo, though. Okay. This is the same shit they try to pull with Serena. Okay? Because it's Momo, we gonna score you a little. We gonna lower the bar. So, you know, she decides to withdraw from her mental health. For her mental health, you know, it still remains to be seen if she'll compete in singles on Thursday. USA gets very much of silver medal, and they concede to the Russians. Which part of me, like I stated online on one of my social media posts, I'm not mad that the Russians won the gold because I'd be scared for them girls. No shade. I be scared for them Russian girls because I feel like if they don't deliver, Vladimir gonna ship them to a box some goddamn where, and we never gonna see them little girls again. So I'm very much, not mad that Mother Rush. Number one, first off, the Russians had some whole shit with them, right? So now they're not called Russia. It's called the Russian Olympic Committee or the ROC. Bitch, personally, I don't feel like that's a punishment. No shade. Your name hard as shit. Every time at the ROC, bitch, cheers to the rock, bitch. It is what it is. That's not a punishment. Okay? I feel like, they kind of gave them an alley-oop. But yeah. Then you got the men's basketball team. They lost their first game to France. Okay? It's giving Scrub McNubb. Now, be clear here. I sit there laughing, I joke, and I say all of these things about these athletes because they can't do what Moan do, or because, they lost to, the men's basketball team lost to France. But be clear. If you're in the Olympics, you are an elite athlete, okay? So that's like a motherfucker watching a basketball game and saying, such and such is a scrub, right? But that scrub in the NBA, dust your motherfucking boots on the basketball court, okay? So be clear. These people are elite athletes. They all deserve to be there. They're fighting it out. The worst Olympian on their worst day still will dust the shit out of a lot of people. So let's be clear, okay? But I will say this. Here's the thing. Sometimes I get into the whole universe thing and, God and things having a bigger meaning. And I feel like the U.S. having, these different things happening and these setbacks, I feel like it's karma. Watching the Olympics, it seemed like the medals are starting to get a little bit more even. Now, I don't want to say evenly distributed, but you're seeing other countries who typically would not win things. And I'm not necessarily mad for that. And here's another thing, too. Here's another thing for you to chew on, right? As a American, as a Black American, as an African American, as a, millennial American, as a social media American, I'm conflicted watching the Olympics. Because I want to support these individual athletes who have worked hard, worked their whole lives to get here. And I want to support them. But at the same time, I don't want to root for America. I don't have that pride that maybe, some of these other countries have. Because the state of America has not been good. It hasn't been good, ever, really. But you know what the fuck I'm saying. Really, over these last years, it has been... It make it hard to watch this and be like, go USA, go USA, go USA. You want to support those athletes, but at the same time, no, I don't want to say go USA. Go Nigeria. I love all of the NBA players who went home and are playing for their own countries. I'm not mad at that shit. I'm not mad at that. I'm looking at Olympians from other countries. Like it's this one track star from Britain, Dina Asher Smith, who I absolutely love. She was on the digital cover of British Vogue. She's everything in life. She's gorgeous. She's giving you chocolate toddy and a slightly lib. I love a pretty girl. But, I'm looking at athletes from other countries. And then, we had the whole Sha'Carri Walsh and the Sha'Carri thing. And, that whole situation with the weed. So it's kind of like, I don't really want to watch this shit. I'm damn sure not going to miss my shows, okay, to root for Team USA. Now, I do recognize that there are certain privileges in the United States that we do have and certain things that we take for granted. But I'm just saying. I'm conflicted. I want to support these individual athletes, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck it. That's just me. Okay? Now, last order of business. COVID, bitch. Now, I'm going to say this. I feel like we're going to be dealing with COVID for the next 5, 6, 7 years. I feel like COVID is not, like, you know what's so crazy? It went from 2 weeks to 2 months, and now it's going on 2 years. Right? I feel like we're going to be dealing with COVID for a long time. And honestly, I feel like we're going to be living with it. When I say living with COVID, we're going to be living with it. It ain't going to be no, we on quarantine every time a new variant come out, bitch. It's going to be put on your mask and hope for the goddamn best. That's what it's given at this point. So the CDC today reversed their indoor mask policy, saying fully vaccinated people and kids should wear them indoors. The CDC recommended that fully vaccinated people begin wearing masks indoors again in places with high COVID transmission rates. The updated guidance comes ahead of the fall, when the Delta variant is expected to cause another surge in new coronavirus cases, and many large employers plan to bring workers back to the office. Experts say COVID prevention strategies remain critical to protect people from the virus, especially in areas of moderate to high community transmission levels. Okay, so first off, here's my thing with that. I feel like the CDC, the government, should have never told people to stop wearing their fucking mask in public if you vaccinated. They should have kept the mask shit. We should have been wearing masks all throughout the year. We should have never stopped wearing a mask. So that was the first mistake. Okay. Now, for those of you, whether you chose to get vaccinated or not, that's your motherfucking, that's your prerogative, bitch. Okay. But at the same time, here's what the government's saying to you at this point. We have provided you a shield of protection from Big Pharma. If you choose not to take it, that is on you. But if you die, that is on you. Okay? We have given you something that could help shield you from death, but it does not prevent you from catching the different variants of COVID. That's basically what they're saying. They're also saying, because we have provided you with this shield of protection, bitch, we are not closing businesses anymore. We are not going to keep giving you unemployment anymore. We will function. And whatever happens, happens. That's what they're saying to you. Because guess what? The economy is not going to shut down again. For all of those people saying, oh, we're going to have another lockdown. Abso-fucking-lutely not. You had to beg your government for unemployment and assistance when the shit first hit the fan. It took them months and months and months. They took you months and months, 6 months to give your ass $1,000. And then everybody didn't even fucking get that. You had to beg the government for your own goddamn tax money to help you while you was in the bind from a global fucking plague, bitch. Your government wouldn't even help you in a science fiction film. So no, they're not closing again. I'm telling you that. And if I'm wrong, fuck it, I'll give you that. But I know that they're not closing again. It's not happening. Your ass will go to work. If you're lucky enough to work from home, a lot of corporations are turning back their re-entry plans with this Delta rise and shit. But we're going to be down in the Delta, bitch. And you will deal. And that's what the government is saying. Now, as far as the kids wearing masks and how that's going to work in school, I don't know what to tell you. All I can say is, thank God I don't have no goddamn children. That's all I'm going to say. The case is rising. People are getting tested for the Delta variant. But if you can live through it, then hey. They had a kid from Baltimore, 24 years old. He was a vapor, but he got COVID. He had to get a double lung transplant. I don't wish that on anybody. Okay? But at the end of the day, I'm telling you now, you will go to work. Things will be open. And we will not close again. And the reality is, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm not even fucking mad at it. And here's why. Because when we was closed, people wasn't following directions. They wasn't paying attention. They wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. They wasn't doing it. So why the fuck, if I'm big money or government, why would I close everything again when I know people not following directions? Then the business owners getting mad at me. We tried to give loans for PPP. We got scammed out of those. Now we locking motherfuckers up for that. Why would I do all of that again? Why? People always say what they would do. Oh my goodness, if it was a plague, people would probably... No, we had a plague. And I know it's not a plague, but it's a plague. We had a plague, and you saw what people did in the plague. They either act like it didn't exist until it happened to them, or they didn't follow directions, or they argued with each other. So we know what humans would do in the plague. They would act fucking stupid. So everything that happens in the movies, bitch, we would do it. We proved it. Matter of fact, you need to call every science fiction film outbreak, every science fiction film, they need to put based on a true story. This is based on actual events. On everyone. Because that's what it is. That's what it is. And you cannot be mad at that. So no, I do no shade. And I know some people are going to disagree with me with this, but from what I've seen both on television, out in Los Angeles, motherfuckers can't stay off the beach. They can't, stay out of each other's face. They creating their own variants and shit. Texas want to sit in stadiums. And then New York City. New York City is having a concert called We Love New York, August 21st, in Central Park on the Grand Lawn. In New York City, where COVID ravaged it the most. Y'all having a damn We Love New York concert with the Delta variant on the rise. I would not be surprised if that concert gets canceled within the next week or two. I would not be surprised. There's nothing to celebrate, people. At the end of the day, this is the Hunger Games. May the odds be ever at your favor. I take vitamin D3 every day. I take zinc every day to build my immune system up, keep it nice and healthy and flush. Lots of orange juice, vitamin C. Rolling loud. We ain't even going to get into that because the baby, that was just ignorance on a whole nother level. And I'm not even going to give that young man time on my platform for foolishness. Okay? I'm just going to say there was a time and a day where we didn't argue on the internet. We just showed up at your place of business with some mace and a razor blade and we, sent you a message. That's all I'm going to say. Kids, grow your balls back. But, yeah. So that's where we at with COVID. Good luck. Saddle up. Because that's what we're going to be dealing with. And we're going to be dealing with it for a while. Like I said, I feel like COVID is going to be here for at least the next 5 years. Okay? At least the next 5 years. And this Delta variant is up. What's to say it's not going to be another variant? I feel like there's always going to be a variant. They're already working on booster shots for the existing vaccine. So, we're going to be taking COVID shots every year at this point. And some people say, you know, if you didn't get vaccinated, that's on you. I got vaccinated. Why? I don't plan on having any kids. So if they was trying to make me sterile, joke's on you. So I'm like, why the hell not? But, you know, that's our meeting for today. I hope that y'all have a great rest of y'all week. Like I said, you can subscribe, hit the button at the top. Follow me on social media at Dapper Dan Midas. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can also do that via Venmo or Cash App at Dapper Dan Midas. I hope that y'all have a great week. Enjoy your summer. Stay out of this heat. And I will see y'all soon. Peace and love. Why won't turn off?